Alright, hey guys, I wanted to show you this. It's an iOS hack. It doesn't have to just be for iOS, but first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the cursor. I'm going to hit take shot, and then I'm going to hit aerial cam. So once I do that motion, I'm going to get all these motions that I'm doing are now going to be picked up on my replay. So I'll be able to see precisely what I did for this shot. Which I'm going to, for this case, I'm going to try to hook it around the corner here on this difficult hole. And you can see about, I go roughly about 2.5 targets. Just called it a little on the unlucky side there. That the tailwind was angled a little bit too much left. Probably needed to go an extra. Actually, you know what? I definitely needed to go an extra 3 or 4 rings. I usually always do that on mega tailwinds, but I've been playing this on more of a side wind. So I played more of my side wind ring play. But keep in mind, when you have a massive tailwind, 5 isn't going to be a big deal. But when it's 13, you're going to need to do extra ring play. But nevertheless, I got to the last bunker. I have Spitfire on. And it's going to still be a possibility to get to the green when you do that. I do want to, just let you guys know, first thing, pull it back. I try to make sure that it's a very big motion. Hit take shot, hit aerial cam, and we will have the full shot setups now. And here you can see what I'm basically going to try to do is just try to bump it onto the green. At max club on a Kingmaker, I use maybe about 1.5 per ring as my adjustment. But I'm also going to need some kind of counter curl to kind of straighten out this guide. So here you're going to see me go 9 rings. And you're also going to see me do this to straighten out that wind. So without that little extra, it's never going to get back left. And in fact, you can see it's still struggling to get around left. So I did just barely get it into the rough here, but nevertheless, it doesn't really matter. I'm not playing this match. I was just going to, give it to this guy. He may or may not have been able to get it up there. We could have waited, but I want to keep this video short for you guys and just show you that when I go to the replays here, you're going to see all the matches that I have recently set up here. I'm going to go into my first shot now. I'm going to watch the replay, and you'll see that it'll show me pull the screen back. In fact, you're going to see that it doesn't. So, that time where I was talking and not doing anything still show up on cam. You're going to see the absolute everything that I did when you do it this way. So what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to let you see everything that you needed to do. And you'll be able to see precisely all your motions, everything that you did in the replay. There was a little short. I probably went maybe 25, 26. I moved about 16 rings in terms of moving my ball guide. And I just set up kind of aggressive here. You can see where it lands, not too centered. I usually go 2 full targets when I get a mega tailwind like that. So it was a little bit of an underplay. No big deal. However, that's one of the things that this is useful for, is you can see precisely what you did, see precisely what you did wrong when you go to replay it. And here you'll see the Spitfire shot. You'll see the full shot set up here as well. So one of the things that you can do is you can be very critical of, your land zone. So here you can see that I'm setting up, what is this, maybe about 5 rings from the 4 rings. 4 rings from the edge there, just to give myself a little bit of air. And as I mentioned, I was going to go about 9. But the important thing is that curl. That might not even be enough curl. But being able to see this full shot setup is really going to help you with your game. Here you can see it lands maybe just a ring light. So, 1.2 per ring in that situation. But, an extra ring plus just a little bit more curl. You can see when you get a mega side wind like that, especially on a sand wedge, the ball flies super high, especially on Spitfire, Sahara, It does on Malibu as well, but there's about 12 yards less carry, so it's not as quite a big deal, especially on a Kingmaker. But you're going to see on those massive clubs where they have that super power number, they go really high in the air on a sand wedge, and you got to do something to kind of straighten out that wind. So a lot of curl to try to straighten that out. You can see the amount that I did still wasn't enough, but that's a good learning experience. Overall, I wanted to show you that and give you guys that little trick there, especially if you're on Apple, but this can also still be used on Android. I do recommend downloading a Android screen recorder, so if you've seen that video or haven't seen it yet, do feel free to check that out, because screen recorders will always capture that, and it'll also store it in a subfolder that makes it easier for viewing. You don't have to be in-game to do. So I do recommend that, but if you are on Apple and you don't have the new software, if you guys haven't seen on some of the newer Apple devices, on your home screen at the bottom, there's a little record button. So it does have a built-in recorder. But aside from your built-in recorder, if you're using an old phone, this replay trick will really do good things for you guys, especially being able to go back and look at your replays for tournaments and whatnot. So good luck with that little trick, and catch you guys next time.